What's up guys, Ronaldo here and welcome. So at the moment with the Silas banner, it's a good time to do some Silas guidance as well here. Now if you have Silas or if you're wondering about Silas, experienced players already know about him. He is the premier single target DPS, the most versatile, strongest single target DPS in the game to this day. At least from the normal summoning pool, he's super versatile with his range and being a piercer, of course, mainly thanks to his damage negation, of course. For people wondering why mine looks like this, I got a skin for him thanks to an event a while ago. Now let's go over his kit, as his kit will be important to understand how you want to build him, and also why he's so strong, and a few lines that are hardly worded to understand, let's put it this way. So first up, we have his talent, deals 20% damage to airborne units, right, extra damage. After attacking 5 times, triggers soul sniping on the next attack, and soul sniping ignores 50% defense. Now this is one thing, right? As soon as you start ignoring defense in this game, your damage is gonna skyrocket, as defense and is really lowering damage a lot in this game, and therefore these bosses that have high defenses, if you have either you want to have high attack or you want to have some defense shred, and you will shred through the enemies easily. And then here's kinda the big thing really. Should we go? Yeah, we should go over his ultimate first. Increases his damage 80%, huh? So just flat 80% increase, and each attack becomes soul sniping. Soul sniping ignores 50% of the enemy's defense, remember? So you have a 50% defense reduction. No, becomes soul sniping that ignores the defense and magic resist of the target for 20 seconds. So once he pops his ultimate, starts ignoring all the defense and magic resist, right? That's insane. So it's not 50%, it's 100%. And because of that, you don't want to run him with a Idril's Gaze. Idril's Gaze, a good artifact for a lot of piercers, but because he has 100% shred on his ult, this Idril's Gaze will have no value on him whatsoever. The best in-slot artifacts for 99% of content is going to be the Spirit Siphon, as he's a boss killer, and also his own artifact, if you have him. His exclusive, of course, is amazing too. Now that is already good. There's some good numbers that we have here, and boom. If you have Yerna and Silas, and that's where he becomes really that god tier unit. If you have Yerna and Silas, you get that bond scale, right? And when you have Yerna, during the effect of Shadow Cloak, which is his ultimate, soul sniping deals 100% extra damage. So you will have double the amount of damage on him. That's right. You really need that Yerna. It is ridiculous. It is 100% extra damage, you know. At the beginning, when he was one of the earliest banners together with Yerna, when the game came out, people were mainly pulling for Yerna because they didn't know how strong he is going to be. And most people thought, okay, 100% extra damage, they thought it's going to be damage increases from 80 to 100%. No, that's not true. Its damage increases by 80%. And then the whole damage increases by another 100%. It is the most ridiculous bond skill. It's the strongest by far, and it is what boosts his damage through the roof. Then his A1, his normal attack, pretty normal attack, yeah. Pretty normal scalings here, 120% for a single attack. Then he has some nice passives as well. If a unit within attack range dies, increases damage by another 40%. This effect can be triggered one time every 15 seconds for 10 seconds. So another bonus. This bonus can be triggered with his exclusive even without enemies dying. Then after attacking the same target for 5 seconds, Inflicts Eye of Curse, another bonus, guys, another damage bonus, upon the target for 12 seconds. Eye of Curse will be triggered only one time every 20 seconds. Soul Sniping will deal another 50% extra damage to targets inflicted with Eye of Curse. So you have just damage, 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 damage. And then you have even more damage. More attack speed on him. More attack. Then you have even more percentage scalings for him and another marksman. Insane. Rage is good as well. And then even more damage. He has some of the strongest awakenings in the game as well. On top of that, even him being at A0, very strong. And then, thanks to him having that 100% defense shred during his ult, he has a bit of a unique gearing. Most units you want to have double attack or maybe even triple attack, but you can just run a bunch of crit damage on him. You can just run a bunch of crit damage on him for Guild Boss 1, and thanks to him just shredding through defense anyways, he doesn't really care. Now, this is of course a very outdated, a few months old build. This is my Guild Boss build here for Silas. For Guild Boss 2 Semra, you will need a different build. Why can you run this for the normal Guild Boss but not for Semra? Well, the normal Guild Boss overall has very low defenses, so it doesn't matter that much. But Ronaldo, you said the Silas ignores defense, yes, but only during his ult, right? And on first up, the normal Guild Boss, Nightmare 4, you have a lot of rage regen if you play the right comps. Make sure to watch some guides. I'm sure I have some guides as well somewhere about that. You will have the Laurel for rage regen, you will have the Volkov for the faster Laurel respawn, and then you will have the Hollow, who's also another epic unit. And you just have the rage cycling, insane rage cycling, and therefore his ult is going to be active. Now for Guild Boss 2 specifically, also this can be used, for most content you can run something like this, but for Guild Boss 2 and hard content, I have somewhere an old Silas here, Guild Boss 2 Silas. Let's go here. Okay, this hero is in the background fight, but as you can see, for Guild Boss 2, I run him with double attack if you run him on Apocalypse 2, simply because Apocalypse 2 Silas, you kind of want more attack because Apocalypse 2 has such insane resistances, really insane resistances, and therefore when your ult is on cooldown, you still want to have at least a little bit of attack to pierce through that resistance, to not just deal 0 damage. And then on top of that, I have here a soulbound set, just cause I can, and some rage regen, crit rate, crit damage, attack speed, and more attack. Now for a threshold for all of you guys, for some thresholds, basically you want to have 100% crit rate on him. You want to have on 99% of the DPS around 250 plus attack speed. From 250 attack speed, bonus attack speed, and above, the attack speed that you get from it is gonna give you diminishing returns, right? We have 1.1 seconds attack interval here with 280 bonus. Now if we would give him some more attack speed, and we have 430 bonus, right? And we just shaved off 0.1 seconds while losing out a lot of stats. So always, for all of your heroes, make sure to gear them around 250 attack speed plus, not too much further. You really want to go into crit damage and attack afterwards, and then just basically crit rate 100%, and then as much crit damage and attack as possible after you get that 250 attack speed, and then also some rage regen if you can. For Guild Boss 2, you want to have for sure around 20k plus HP, just for survivability, as you want to have on basically all of the units. Now where can you use him really? There's a few things here, and I think And I think best is just if I write down for you guys where you can use Silas. So for progression, you can Guild Boss 2. This is where he shines, of course. Then you have AMR, Artifact Material Rate. You have Gear Rate 2, Gear Rate 3. Then you have Gear Dungeon 1 as well. And then once you are later in the game, Gear Rate 1, you can even use him in Gear Rate 1. He's such a strong DPS that you can use him in Gear Rate 1, which is AoE. Why is that the case? I hope I have my units geared, then I can show you guys. Once you clear Gear Rate 1, Stage 21 or the other stages, you can just auto it, and with Domination you can just speed up your runs a lot with Silas in many places, right? Because Silas can just one-shot everyone. So let's see how it works here. Just a little showcase here. So I hope my Comet is geared here. He is, and now look at this. He just pops the ult, right? And he one-shots the boss. And now the boss will never heal again. He will never heal again. And therefore this Gear Rate 1 auto run will be sped up a lot. So this is one way you can use Silas as well in the later stages of the game, which is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. You can speed up your run here. You can speed up your runs in Artifact Material Rate thanks to him as well, because he can just one-shot it with the buffs. Alright, then of course we have Codex that I completely forgot. So we have Styx, where he is a very good DPS for it as well. We have Furious Torrent, where he is amazing as well. And you can see this man, he just does it all, doesn't he? And then on top of that, what we can also put in here is PvP, a single target arena. He's good in there, but there are better options. And then the big thing, GVG, he's gonna be for 90% of players the big single target carry for your GVG. He's gonna be just a staple there, as the enemies have high resistance, but he just shreds them, right? He's a delete button as soon as his ultimate is up. He just goes, he goes and goes and goes. And then of course faction trial, promotion, raid, and also void rift, epilogue. He's a really, nah. Is there any content you cannot use this man? Hold up. Yeah, I mean, you see it, and the big ones are really the harder pieces of content, right, where you can use him. Gear Dungeon 2, my bad, are these kind of places here, where he will just make your life so much easier. Will make your life so much easier. He's the GOAT. And also GR3, of course, he's the big factor. He's the premier GR3 killer. He's kinda GOATed for that as well. Therefore, I heavily recommend you guys, if you're currently still pulling or haven't pulled yet, use the pity manipulation to get your hands on a Silas instead of a potential other unit, as he is kind of the GOAT. He's kind of the GOAT. Look at this. This is the pieces of content you can use him. Pieces of content you can't use him is everywhere where you cannot place him. Where you can place him, you will place him. More or less. He's him. And that's already it from my side. You saw the build, you saw where you place him down, what he's good for really. He is the premier he is the premier boss killer for you in Void Rift, in Epilogue, in the bosses itself, guild bosses as well. PvP, a menace as well, progression, a menace. You name it, he's there. As you can see here, he's gonna be, for most of you guys, very good to speedrun AMR as well. Once you cleared the AMR, you can just like in Gear Rate 1, place him down and he just rinses him down and helps you just clear these AMR runs very fast without much waiting time, and burn through your stamina like crazy, of course. With that said, hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content coming up soon. I'm Ronaldo, and I'm out. Peace.